Welcome to Success Superstars, episode number 190. Your place for the blueprint of success for peak performers just like you. My special guest today, Jennifer Lowery. Jennifer, welcome.
Yes, hi. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so glad to have you. Now,
Yes.
since we've last talked,
Yeah.
you've taken on the role of broker support.
Yes.
And what motivated you? Why do you want to give back to all the agents who need some broker support needs?
Yeah, no, Kelly Snodgrass asked me the exact same thing. I've been an agent for 5 years, decided to get my broker's license as just the next step, an advancement for my career purposes. But then I was like, I've been with JPAR for 5 years. I love JPAR, love the culture, love the family, feeling that we get.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know what it's like. I've used broker support before, and I know what it's like to be in the middle of a stressful transaction. And, sometimes it's a bully agent or just, a situation you don't know what to do. And so I've been in those situations and love that I've had broker support to reach out to. It's been really useful. And so I wanted to help agents too, because again, I know what it's like. I know how stressful and frantic things can get. And so I just like being that, outside third party to help agents.
And be there to give back.
Yeah, being there to give back.
It was so funny. I was just, right before you came, I was on the phone with an agent who has a bully agent on the other side.
Yeah, that's common.
And what are some of your techniques when you have a bully agent on the other side?
A bully, that's a really good question, and I've kind of figured out along the way. But just no emotion. Just don't, dial back the emotions, or at least don't show the other agent that there's any emotion or reaction. And just stick to the facts, stick to the contract, stick to what's in black and white, what's writing, what has been agreed upon. And I don't fight anymore. I don't argue anymore. If agents want to get, heated or escalated, I just don't.
Right.
I'm just like, black and white, here are the facts.
Isn't it true that, as the sales professional, we're the ones who are supposed to dial things down, the ones that are in control and keep our emotions.
We're supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Your fellow colleague, Tony Delgado, has a famous saying, all the answers are in the contract.
He's phenomenal. Tony is phenomenal. Yeah.
So you're enjoying it and you're loving giving back.
Yes.
Have you had any surprises?
Surprises? No, I wouldn't say any surprises. It's just been really interesting to see all the different scenarios and situations that agents get into. It's, I've been doing this forever, but it's funny how there's always something new, always a new situation. And so it's a learning thing for me. Even as I give back and help and advise agents, I'm also learning too, which is really good.
Isn't that true? I found that as a coach. When I was a coach, I learned more from my clients.
Yeah.
Or just as much, I think, as it's a shared thing.
Yes.
Now, how are you keeping up with that and also your business?
It hasn't been a challenge because I feel like when I'm sitting down at my computer, I see the tickets come in. It's easy to respond. If I am on the go, which is a lot, I see the emails come through. And I guess the answer to your question is we have 5 other brokers. So it's not just me. I'm not carrying, the entire load of 2,000 agents or whatever. And so we are really a close-knit group, all 6 of us. And so, if one of us is on vacation or if one of us is out showing houses to clients, we'll text each other, and the other brokers are happily willing to pick up your tickets.
That's the beauty of the system we've designed together with Kelly. Now, let's talk a little bit about the business.
Yes.
Last year, summer didn't, from a sales perspective,
Yes.
summer didn't exist. We went
Or it never ended.
It never ended. We went through June all the way through December. It's this just never stopped.
Yep.
This year we're seeing some seasonality come back. People went back to school.
Yes.
People took some vacations.
Yes.
Did you notice that in your business?
I did. And I think, there are a lot of factors that played into it, but you're right. All of 2020 was just frantic, crazy. I even bought in 2020, and so I experienced it firsthand what it was like to be a buyer in that crazy market. But then it even got even worse, even more challenging and competitive in 2021. And my buyers who bought in 2021 can attest how crazy it was. I mean, homes were selling for $100,000, $200,000 over what they were listed for, and people were paying over the appraised value. And honestly, I have to say, because this crazy market has been going on for, I want to say years, at least 2 years, I mean, the turning point that I saw is when people got back into school. I think buyers are exhausted. I think they're exhausted from putting buyer fatigue. I mean, I've had buyers put in 6, 7 offers, and then they're just like, never mind. Let's just look for a new build, and there are more new builds coming available. Still crazy in the new build market, but they're just like, never mind. We're tired of the bidding wars. Let's go find an available home to build.
Yeah. We just saw some relief. There's some news that came out from the Dallas Business Journal where some of the builders are getting some relief in supply chain, supplies coming back available, prices coming into more. So we're hopeful to see a lot more of that.
Yes.
How are you working with your buyers that are just fatigued, burned out? How do you coach them? How do you counsel them? Or do you just listen?
Both, I guess. Listen, but I also am very encouraging and positive. I tell them that they're not the only ones going through this. There are countless buyers experiencing the same frustration and exhaustion that they are. And I just tell them, I was like, the right house is out there. I've seen it time and time again. When they don't get a house that they were in love with, I was like, hey, there's going to be a better one. And so until now, knock on wood, that has been true. So whenever a buyer is just heartbroken over a house that they didn't get, there's always something better down the line. And I think because that is true, because I have seen it time and time again, I can genuinely, honestly tell my buyers that, like, hey, don't worry about it. There's something else better later down the line.
Well, and you went through it yourself last
yes,
year.
I did.
And my oldest son is a buyer at the moment. And what I loved about him and my coaching for him was to be unattached and not emotional. That's hard to do, but he knew that if the first one he lost, and while he was disappointed, he finally just entered into a contract with the one that was accepted, and he's super happy.
Oh, yay! Congratulations!
Yeah. So, I think that not being attached, which is so hard.
Yeah, it is.
It is great advice. Well, what about your business, building your business, sphere of influence, prospecting, lead generation? What has been the foundation of you building a successful practice?
That's interesting because I'm different than my boyfriend Justin, who's also a realtor. We talk about this all the time, how if you are a new agent and you go into training or some type of coaching, they tell you, like, the old school model is call up people in your sphere, cold call, door knock. And I know that works for some people, but to me, I mean, I'm 32, I'm a millennial, so I just don't think those work for me specifically. And so I am strictly social media, and my sphere knows that. They always, because I post, just like random pictures of just my life, and I've had people reach out to me and they're like, how are your pictures so amazing? Like, how are they so good? And I'm honest with them. I'm like, first off, these are professional photos that I paid for. I had my hair and makeup done, as I do now. Right. So it's a lot of money that I pour into marketing, and it's all social media.
Right. So you're social media based, and then once that, then it's all relationship based.
It is.
Once I was one of your clients,
yes.
What would the experience be like? Would you be in touch with me? Would you continue to be?
I will never leave them alone. I will never leave them alone. I mean, they get birthday cards from me, birthday texts from me. They get Christmas cards at Christmas, which I know is such a...
So then it starts to become a relationship.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like every single one of my clients, they become my friends, and I like genuinely care about them. It's wonderful for an extrovert like me.
Well, and the beauty of our business is there's no right or wrong way to generate a lead.
Right.
And what you found is what works for you.
Yes.
And what works for someone else might be different. And,
100%.
Yeah. Well, so what's the next couple of years look like for you? What's the next? Have you thought about that? Have you maybe thought about building a team or other things like that?
Wow, that's interesting because I guess I've been working towards this goal of getting my broker's license, becoming broker support, and now like I'm there and like fresh and new at it. So I haven't like, okay, what is the next?
Well, I'm going to always challenge
I
it.
know. I love that. I love that. Yes. Thank you.
Right, well, so we don't have to answer that today.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out over the next couple months.
No, I plan on sticking with JPAR for the long haul, the long run. And I love what I'm doing, like helping agents, like teaching them because I was in their shoes at one point. So I just love seeing them grow and seeing them develop. That's fulfilling to me. So,
well, and the beauty of our business is there's so many ways that you can use your skills and talents, not only to solve problems for a profit, but also to get a sense of satisfaction to give back.
Yes, absolutely.
Part of our 3 values are integrity, productivity, and service, and you live those out every day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Well, thank you for pouring into the audience today. Now, if someone wants to get a hold of you for a referral or to send a referral from all over, we have people from all over the country. What are your key areas of focus? Where do you do most of your business?
Well, so I live in Frisco. So Collin County is my jam, but I've lived in Dallas for 4 years prior to that, so I'm very familiar with the different neighborhoods and different areas in Dallas itself.
So Dallas, north up to Frisco, if they need a referral, you're their gal.
Dallas, Frisco. I mean, Irving is where I grew up. So I mean, everywhere. I sell everywhere.
Oh, good. There you go. Well, so there's some great locations.
Yeah.
So that'll be in the link for when we publish this episode. Reach out to Jennifer. You would do well for referrals over to her. Any last words of wisdom? If you had to say one thing to the agents listening in, what would it be?
Have a support group, because I even mentioned that in the first interview we did. Support group is essential, ideally it would be other agents because they know what you're experiencing on a day-to-day. And so I try to meet up with my realtor best friends as often as I can, just so over drinks so we can talk, because you really do need a support group to get through this. Do not try to get through this as a solo agent on your own, because
it's true in life and everything. We're not designed to do this alone. So being in a small group, we have a whole app, our JPAR small group app, that allows you to kind of find a group, create a group, promote a group.
Yeah.
Encourage you to plug into one. We're going to do in January. I don't know if you remember back when 2020 was coming on, we did this thing called Vision 2020 groups.
Okay.
We're going to do the same thing in January 2021.
Oh,
We're going to have 4 group options and really encourage folks to rekindle their small groups, recharge, and give them 4 different programs they can go through.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that. That's small groups is where it's at. Because you know, the struggles, the ups, the downs, all you have to have someone to talk to.
You do, and that's really gratifying. It's one thing that's really gratifying to me about broker support is a lot of agents, they encounter these problems and it's really stressful. It's really emotional and mentally draining. And I really love, to be completely honest, I love being that shoulder to lean on or that shoulder to cry on, and just that listening ear, because sometimes it's not so much about, okay, how do I solve this problem or how do I correct this situation? But also, this sucks. And I'm like, I understand. I understand. So I love just being there to support.
And sometimes your significant other or your partner or your spouse isn't, that's a different relationship.
It is.
It's not that person who can truly understand, where that agent small group they get it.
Yes. No, you can try with your spouse or partner, but
it's
not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
So there we go. That's the advice from Jennifer. Get into a group, join a group, or create one, and we have those all here at JPAR. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
There we go. And that's our wrap for this Success Superstars. Until we see you again, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. Take care.